everybody, it's Martin again. Tonight I'm tying an Everglades special EP fly. That's basically it, dead simple. All you need to tie this is some EP fibres. It's fairly straightforward. Maybe a slight difference from like the standard, just a standard EP mullet or whatever, but you know, it's not that challenging. So I'm starting this. This is a size 1 that I'm tying. The overall fly, it's sort of finger mullet. It's what's that about? 4 inches. Just over. And this is a Temco 600 SP. Good strong hook. So I'm going to start my thread just at the eye and just run it back. I'm using 6/0 because I don't want to have a big ugly head or nose, a thread at the end. So the first thing to tie in is a wee bunch of red EP. Let's just tidy it up a bit. This is going to be like represent the gills. Wee red throat. So just offer that on the underside of the hook and do an upside down pinch and loop. Take 2 or 3 wraps to hold it, and just leave it. I mean, it should be short. You just want it sort of covering the back of the hook, just going slightly beyond the bend. No really any more than that. It's actually a really good guide because it helps keep everything in proportion. You know, if you tie in a bigger hook, the flash is longer, so it gives you a sort of guide for your head later when you come to trim it. And then I'm going to add some flash. It's just a wee spot of flash in this. I'm just using EP Sparkle, but anything will do. Angel hair, whatever, flash or boots, up to you. And I'm just got a wee bunch, tie it in, fold it over, tidy up. So I've wrapped back across that, and I'm just going to cut it just a wee bit longer than maybe twice the length of the red. These cut trimmed bits, we'll just stick them back in. Because this is the only sort of flash material that's tied into this, so you just get this wee glimmer of flash. I've used a dark colour because I quite like just having the wee sort of dark. You can just see there's a very slight dark flash behind the gill, but if you prefer, you could use something lighter, gold, pearl, whatever. Okay, so for the body or tail section, I'm going to tie in 2 clumps of fibre, white first, and it's quite a thin clump. This might be a bit thin. But if you're not sure, go thinner rather than thicker. If you pull that stretch, that's about a quarter of a pencil, because you're folding it back over. So yeah, but it's a small clump nonetheless. Just tie back. Make sure it's, just use your thumb to sort of make sure you've got coverage across the back, but you don't want the fibres. You don't want the fibres running round. You just want them to be covering the whole back. If you look like that, you can see it covers the back, but on that side, again, it stops. It sits just on top of the flash. Then we'll just fold the fibres back. A couple of wraps over the top, just to hold them. And I'm going to take a sort of greeny olive. It's up to you. You could make it, if you're fishing clear water with weeds and a dark bottom, you might want to go darker. If you're fishing muddy water, you might want to go lighter. If you're unsure, if it's for a trip or something, you're not sure exactly, you could go for a sort of medium olive green. This is what I've done. But if I was using them regularly, if I lived next to some tarpon or snook or whatever, I'd be tying them to suit. So I'll just tidy that up as well. Just repeat the same process, tie it in and fold it back. This time I'm going to sort of smooth all the fibres, or the butts of the fibres out with some thread. And then I'm just going to take my wee comb and just sort of comb these fibres together, just to help them blend a wee bit. And now for what makes up the sort of the front section of the body. There's some tan. You can tie slightly heavier clumps here. You just tie it in. I like my first clump to be extending just sort of till it almost level with the flash, as a guide. Just tie it in. A couple of loose wraps. Make sure everything's pushed back. And I just keep it as a single hank. If you've watched my flat screecher crab video, it's basically the same sort of idea. I just keep it together, trim it at each stage, to sort of reduce waste. I mean, AP fibres are not cheap, especially not here in Japan. And then basically I'm just going to continue repeating this process, making sure the fibres are spread around the shank, tightening down, trim it, fold it back. And this is why I use the 6/0 thread. You need a few more wraps to fill the hook, but it lets you keep this nice and compact. If you were using like big fly or 3/0, you'd probably end up with enough build up till it be pushing the bunches forward, and it would make it a bit more difficult to keep the clumps of hair or fibre close enough together to build a nice consistent head. Push it back, tie over it, and I like to use several thinner clumps rather than 2 or 3 heavy bunches. I think the head comes out better after you trim it. mean, you could fill it quite easily, but with 3 or 4 clumps, if you were using thick enough bunches. But I would say, you know, you need to be a bit more careful when you're trimming if you do it like that, because there's going to be more space between the bunches, and especially if you're trimming the sides, if you trim too tight, you could be leaving sort of hollow spots, which we don't like. You know, you want a nice uniform trimmed head. We're getting to the nose now. I think I've got maybe room for 1 or 2 more. And when you start getting to the front, what I like to do is just sort of keep tying back, you know, in front, almost like I was hollow tying it, forcing it back, rather than just going over it and leaving a bump. It just makes for a neater finish in the fly. This might be enough. I think it is. So just keep tying back until that's nice and secure, and then we can put a quick finish. Trim the thread, and I'll hit it with a wee bit of head cement. Okay, I'm going to stop the video now because I'm going to trim it off the vise. So I'll stop it and I'll adjust the camera and a background so you can see the trimming. Alright. Okay, so I've moved the lighting about, and that should be able to give you a good, a reasonable description of the trimming. So I always like to have a finished fly in front of me, same size. When I trim these, or ideally just tie them and then trim them all together. But obviously, if I'm doing a video, I need to have a finished fly before I record the one, before I tie the one that I'm recording. So make sure you comb everything out so the fibres are all nice and separated. You don't want them all clumped and tangled, especially in the head, where you've been sort of packing it up there like a, you know, to make a sort of almost like a muddler head. So get it nicely trimmed, get that out of the way. So I've got this one here. This is, if you're going to tie and trim, always keep the first fly that you trim as your like template fly, if you like, because it will help you keep things consistent. If you just use like the next fly, then you know the second fly for the third for the fourth, you might actually find that they creep, and by the time you tie half a dozen or so, your final fly might be trimmed slightly differently. But you know, or as I said, try to just trim them all together. So this is a kind of awkward size because I've just went and used like full lengths of the EP fibre, which is a bit long and there's maybe a fair bit of waste. But if you start like try to half it and all that, you end up it's a wee bit short. So my first cut, I like to just come in across the top of the head, sort of get it roughly, just check, make sure it's roughly the same height as the other, and then I'll just follow that line back. Then cut that away roughly to length. So I've left it a bit longer just to allow myself a bit of breathing space when I'm trimming the taper in and stuff. And then again just come up, and you can ignore this and just use the hook as a sort of a line guide, and just head up towards where the green and the white sort of start blending. I mean, you can spend forever trimming these, but that's so there. I've more or less got the back body sort of roughly shape. It's a bit big still, but I'll trim that once I've sort of shaped the head a bit more. So then I'll come in, I'll trim it just inside the hook. And then come back along the side there. So you want to start just almost exposing the red. So you can just about see it there. You just want the finest layer of your tan sitting over the top. And the same on this side. Come in and you can see I'm cutting very, very shallow along the body. I mean, everybody's got their own sort of different way of trimming them, but this is how I like to do it. And again, have a wee look. See, that's a bit. And if you pinch it, you can come along the top there. So it starts to take shape, you know. Oops. And then when you start getting near the final shape, I like to just take the comb through it again, just to see, sort of separate any bound fibres. See what we've got. I'm still a bit heavy on one side, so I'll just come in again. You just take your time. You know, if you're tying these just for yourself, you know, if you're take your time, get them right, so it's a shape that you like. You know, so you're going to, so that you're going to feel confident in it. You know, if it's all trimmed badly and it looks all sort of out of shape and out of proportion, then you're not going to like it in your box. You know, you're going to look at it and go, meh, I don't like it. Even if you do put it on, which you might, you know, you might not even bother. But if you do, you know, if you're not happy with the fly, you're going to be fishing it properly. There's just a wee bit there. I just want to let the flash sort of come out a bit more. Just a wee bit there. And then the last thing, I'll just check now that I've got the head and I'm happy, I'll just check the length. It's a wee bit long, so I'll lift the fibre up to this sort of angle and then follow it back. Try again, still a bit big. We're getting close. It's looking quite good. This one's still a wee bit big. I mean, I'm quite fussy about my flies being consistent. You know, if I tie 6, I want them to be the same. I think that's probably back a hangover from competitive trout fishing back in the day. You know, you don't want to take off a fly or lose a fly, and then you pull basically the same thing out your box, and for whatever reason it just stops working. It's not the same, you know. We used to always say, like, a hare's ear's not just a hare's ear. So there we go. Profiles pretty much set. So I'll get the fly back in the vise and I'll adding the eyes in the weed guard. So see you in a minute. Right, so we're back. I've got it back in the vise. The first thing I'm going to do now is tie in my weed guard. Obviously, if you're not tying a weed guard in, you would miss this step, but a weed guard does no harm. I mean, I always like to trim it before I tie the weed guard in, because I just feel like it would be an incredible pain trying to do it, or try to trim around it. So I've got a loop of 30 pound fluorocarbon here. It's just a couple inches. I'm just going to take 2 turns over it in that direction, and I'm going to pull my loop back so that the tag ends are forward of the bobbin, and 2 turns that way. I'm just going to pull the loop down, and then just going to tighten up See, look, there's even wee strands getting caught there. In front of and behind. And then if you need to, you can just take a loop around. Let's do that again, so you can see around the mono, or the fluorocarbon, and then pull it up, and then same again on this side. That will help to sort of hold them open so they're not like crisscrossing in front and becoming ineffective. I need to give my bobbin a wee wipe on my nose. That's if you've got a squeaky bobbin. If you just take the spool out and then rub the two nibs over your nose, the oil from your skin is just enough to sort of lubricate it. Just get rid of the squeaky noise. Top tip. Right, so that's it, another whip finish. Dead easy. Get some head cement on that. Top and bottom. I usually like to give them a couple of coats. That's Mickey. If you've got an old hackle or something lying around, here's tied some cockroaches earlier. I've got an old bit of grizzly hackle. Just come in and clean the eye. Just assuming, well, you need to. If you don't need to, obviously, don't do it. And then I'm just going to attach my eyes. I'm sticking on an 8mm eye, and I'm just using some goop. I like the goop more than super glue for these sort of EP style. I like the kind of EP flies, kinky muddlers, that sort of stuff. I think the goop grips the fibre better than super glue, I feel like. I've just got more faith in it. So I'll just hold that, press it on, get my first eye set. I think 8mm is just about the right size for that. If it was bigger, it'd be deeper as well, so I'd go maybe 10mm. Just to keep it in proportion. You don't want them too small. If in doubt, I'd probably go bigger rather than smaller. If you're sort of unsure which eye to put on, go big, don't go small. It's a nice hitting point. Target. If you're a predator, for predatory fish, the eyes definitely a turn on. So before I squeeze down, I've got to look from the front and from the top. And the beauty of the goop is you can sort of move it a bit more than you could if you were using super glue. It doesn't take long to get a decent grip. And then just have another wee look at the profile. You've probably changed it a wee bit by squeezing the. Just come out. Sort of maintain that wee roundness. Otherwise, I'm reasonably happy. Tidy that up a wee bit. And that's all of the tying done. The last thing is just to just do it in the vise. I usually do it in a bit of paper, but for the purposes of this, I'll just come in and no, maybe need to do it in the butter paper. The flat surface makes it much easier just to hold the fly and press the marker pen in. I'm using a Copic pen, but you could use a Pantone or a Sharpie, whatever you like, and put a colour. So just to put some bands, some barring. I just put three stripes. I'm using a kind of warm tanny brown, orangey tan. What's the colour? Chamois is the actual Copic name for the colour. And that's it. The Everglades special. I hope you liked that. If you did, or if you didn't, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. You can let me know any types of flies you would like me to tie. But thanks very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.